Hello and welcome to Creepin' It Colorful. Today's background's on a budget. It is Thursday and I want to see what I can do with different things to use for backgrounds with these different little things over here. I've got makeup brushes, little sponges, makeup remover pads, cotton balls, and of course this is going to look cool because it's like it's kind of a spongy, but it's still got texture to it. So we're going to see how these different things work with just stamp pads. I'm going to remove all this other stuff that I had out here because when I tried to do a different type of backgrounds on a budget, it was not a good video. Absolutely not. So here I will put Pouncer, which is what this is going to be. Then we have makeup sponge. And we have just a regular sponge. I have some more papers behind me. Makeup pad. I'm going to call these makeup pads. And cotton ball. Okay, let's do the cotton ball first since that one's on top. I have two different types of stamp pads here. I have, they're just raised dye based ink pads that I got from when I was stamping, when I would do scrapbooking. So I have those, and then I have the Distress Oxide, Tim Holtz, and I have two colors I'm going to use. And we'll see. I can do the two colors like that too. And we'll see what we can come up with and see if what's doable and what isn't. Now I know these cost a pretty penny, but I was lucky enough that there was a lady who was selling them on Marketplace, and I got a lot of them that were only she was selling them actually 2 for $5. So I was happy. So I'm going to take it like this because I think it'd be easier because it's so floppy to work with, and I'm just going to pounce it in there, and we're going to see what kind of an effect it'll make. Of course I said cotton ball and I pick up the makeup pad. Good Lord. I'm sorry, my head's been in a different zone lately. Okay, here's the makeup pad. Pushed it on there, and now we're going to see what kind of an effect it makes on your paper. That's pretty cool. It's almost like speckled. Do a few more here. And if you can see how speckled it is, that's a pretty good look. Now I'm going to use another pad, but I'm going to use the regular ink pad. Boy, that's a mess, isn't it? They're old too. I mean, I'll be happy if they even show some sort of life. Let's see. Oh my goodness, yeah, they do. Okay, just 1 pounce. This is a regular ink pad, and it does the same effect. So that's what it looks like with either or. So, you know, it doesn't matter the price of the ink pad, you're going to get the same effect. So you can just get a little, I know I think they have ones that are in 4 at Dollar General, I think. If I remember correctly, because I had gotten stamp pads for my grandkids to use. And I think I've seen these at Walmart and Dollar Tree. So that's what you can do with a makeup pad and these two types of, oh, trying to put that on there. Square peg round hole, right? Okay, now I'm going to move over to the next thing is on this top here. I'll do what I was saying I was going to start with, the cotton ball. Now we're going to try this one. I'll do opposite what I did with the other one. Okay. I'm going to be a mess, so this is over with. We're going to take a cotton ball, just pounce it in there, give it a few good pounces, and then we'll see what it does on your paper. It's almost the same effect. Now I'm going to do this, and I'm going to smear it, as I say. That's not too bad. Now that one is the distressed. Now I'm going to do the regular stamp pad. Pounce it in there a little bit. Okay. It's about the same with the speckles. Now we'll do the smear test. See, there's no difference. Really, it's just the way I applied it. So you can, if you can change how much you want on, and that's what that looks like. I'll bring it up to you guys so you can see this speckled, just like the makeup pad. And these, oh my gosh, you can get tons of these. I know, I got tons of these too. I mean, you can get these really cheap. So that's another cheap one with some cool effects. Of course, you're going to have to let that dry because you can see it shiny and it's wet. Okay, now let's do a sponge. Probably the same kind of effect, only because it's got those little like texture to it. It's going to be fun to see what it looks like. I'm deciding I'm going to do the pink in this one and the blue in this one from now on. We'll just stick to those two. Okay, now we're going to do the sponge. There's these little spongy things, and I think I got these. I might have got these at oh, let me think about that. I don't know if I got these at Dollar Tree or not, but I think they also had these at Walmart. Now these you could put on the end of a dowel to make a little pouncer. You can glue the one end onto a dowel piece, which I know they do sell those at Walmart. And you can make yourself a pouncer. So we're going to just pick it up, lay it down in there, push down on it a little bit. And then, yeah, because it's not here. I'm going to smoosh it around in a circle like this so I can pick up some of that. And then I'm going to put it down here. It's a very light speckle. Very light. I don't know if it'll pick up much more. And now you can see where I'm pinching it. And now I'm going to pull it down. It's very light color. But the other part is like a very tiny speckled for that one. Okay, now we'll do the other ink pad. That one really is full of stuff. I'm just going to push down on it. Push down on it. These would be great to make moons or planets, you know? And I'm going to just go back in there and I'm going to pull it down here. And they're not expensive either. So that's the sponge. A makeup sponge. Now I have two different types here. These I know you can get a lot in a pack because they come like this and you have to pull them apart. And so you get a lot of that, and they're easy to hold because you have all this up here you can hold. You could even do fine lines probably with the end. And there's also this kind too. So I will use this one, pounce it in there. We'll see what happens. Very dark and very, like, you can make checkered. You can make a checkered design on your. You can make it jagged, make a different effects on your, by pouncing it like that. Make it look dimensional. Now we'll do the regular. I'll tell you what, this pink is juicy. My goodness. All right. And these you can really, you can guide them the way you want to. And if you pounce like this, I'm going to combine colors. I'm going to go live on the edge here. Look at that. Look at that effect. And if you have more than one, you're not affecting your stamp pad, because I didn't really get hardly any other color on there, and there's nothing on my stamp pad to show. But look at the effect you can get in mixing them. I'm going to do the other one. Look at that effect that you can get just by using this. I'm curious what this is going to look like. I'm going to go to the other end and see if I can even get anything. It's very hard, but hashtag. Okay, enough playing around with that. But that's awesome. That's a cool effect that you can do as a border, or you could just do it as your background somehow. I think when you do that, like, if you're going to have a lot of detail, it's a no-brainer to use masking fluid if you're going to do something like this. Alrighty, and we'll try the pouncer. The only problem with this is I'm going to just use one of these because we know they're going to be really similar in how they are coming out on there. So I'm going to pounce this booger in here, and this is going to be textured, I bet. Here we go. Here we go. Woo, little dots. That's all I got out of this one. I was thinking, you know what this looks like to me? I'm going to show you what this looks like to me. What do you think? Make a wish. Now, you could also take this, pounce it, and swirl it. See what happens. Look at that. That is awesome. Take your pouncer, take it and just swirl it. Push down and swirl it. That is awesome. Now pouncers, now you know you can make those dandelions and swirlies on the back. That's awesome. And I'm pretty sure if you can add this to a piece of wood, a dowel piece, that you're going to get similar effect to that. So what have we come up with the distress and the ink pad? You don't have to buy expensive ink to get the same effect. And that is awesome. And so, first one that I'm liking just for the effect here and the imaging here of a dandelions, I think this is cute, the pouncer, for what you can get out of that. And that was just with the cheapy ink pad. I've had those ink pads for freaking ever. I mean, years and years and years, and they're still good. You can always refresh them with water so that they get refreshed. And this one was this right here, little makeup sponge. And you can see the effects that you can come up with. Do a checkered, do that. Abstract painting. A regular sponge was this one. This one almost you could use for dandelion effect too, it looks like. I don't know if I'd even bother trying to do anything like that. But this would be cute to make. Now I'm going to make myself do it. So I have a little more on my pad there. And just make circles. I'm just making a mess of it now. But anyway, you get the idea. When you get more ink on your pad, you can do that. Make more effects. I'm sorry, I just messed that one up. Cotton ball. Regular cotton ball. This is the effect you get. I used deep colors so you could really see what the effect would be. I'm pretty sure if you use softer colors, you would get a softer effect. I mean, it would probably look pretty with pastels. This one was the makeup pad. This thing right here, like when you're removing your makeup and just folding it so you have more control over it. I do not know about it being flat and you putting it down. That I don't know how that would work. I don't think that would work too well. You wouldn't really have control. You'd probably have a massive mess. It'd be a huge circle. All of the above. And that's what this one does. And I'm just going to make a mess again. And overlap. So you can see what that effect would look like if you would want to add more than one color. And that is my backgrounds on a budget today. I hope it was inspiring. I'm loving this. I'm sorry, I can't get enough of that swirl thing. That is awesome. That's cool. If I would have another one of those pouncers, I'd be... What I should have did was put a... shoulda, coulda, woulda. Why don't you just do it? Do it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just stumble over your words. Hold on 1 second. Now, we're going to do this with the other color. Oh, does this ever happen to you? You just want one. Just one. Okay, I'm going to try to clean this end off here. See if I can get most of this off. ASMR here with this funky sound. Squeaking. Ooh, there was a lot of pink on here. It was a good thing all those came out. So now I'm going to go into the oxide. And I'm going to go in there. Get some blue on here. Get some blue on here. I say. And we're going to do a swirly right here. Hopefully it works. Woohoo! Look at that! Look at that. That is awesome. Love it. And it was reusable just by wiping it on a wet wipe to clean off the ink. Look at that. I've cleaned it so much it's all come off. Ta-da! Now I can use it in another color. But that is so awesome. That is awesome, awesome. I'm too bad I have one of these. But okay, that concludes our craziness for today. Hope one of these inspires you to try it and colorify your background. And you can do it in a cheap way. And you could use those ink pads for anything. Get yourself some stamps and put little flowers or something around the outside. I mean, it won't go to waste, really. Really won't. You'll always have that. I usually, sometimes when I'm doing cards or something like that, I do this on the edge, you know. Oh no, I'm breaking up my old ones. I shouldn't have pulled. Look at that. It's breaking. See, that tells you how many years I've had it. But you can make the edges. You can do the edges and stuff. Yeah, I've had these. I've had these for good. Oh my God. I don't know. I know it's over 10 years. I've had those. They've been in storage. I just dug them out the other day. I'm like, oh, there they are. I was wondering where those went to. I never got rid of them. But it looks like that one I'm going to, because I just took big chunks out of it. But yes, that is life. That's what happens. And I don't edit, so you guys get the same kind of boo-boos in real time. I had to get this one off the floor before the cat started making prints all over the floor. That would have looked cute. I'd have had some splaining to do, Lucy. All their little piggy toe marks all over the floor. Okay. I think I did. I think I cleaned up a little bit. Alrighty. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please give me a thumbs up if you like these ideas. If you have other ideas besides all the ones that I came up with to use that weren't that expensive, but you could still use them. I would have did a Q-tip. Q-tip would be monotonous because they're so little. So it was like, it defeats the purpose of trying to fill a background when you have just little dabs here and there. Unless you want to do that and you want to be minimal, you could do that. You could probably even make flowers out of using a Q-tip. But anywho, subscribe if you haven't, if you like the content. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay creative, stay colorful, stay creepy now and then, stay true to yourself, stay strong. And I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned. Bye-bye for now.